And in the wake of the shooting, some Northland lawmakers are taking to social media, offering statements as well. Minnesota Congressional Representative Pete Stopper posted to X saying tonight he's praying for President Trump, our country, and everyone at the rally, adding God bless the Secret Service and America. Now, Wisconsin's Congressional Representative Tom Tiffany provided us with a statement and posted to X saying violence has no place in our society. His prayers are with President Trump, all the attendees, and the families of those who were caught in the crossfire. And President Trump always stood with the people of America, and he has no doubt Trump will continue to fight for America. Now, both of Minnesota's U.S. senators also posted to X. Senator Amy Klobuchar also sent us a statement saying she is horrified by what happened at the rally today. Violence has no place in our democracy, and her thoughts are with former President Trump and everyone at the rally. Senator Tina Smith also posted to X saying information was still coming in, but she wants to say this: violence has absolutely no place in our politics or anywhere for that matter. She's relieved former President Trump is safe. Wisconsin senators took to social media too. Senator Baldwin saying violence of this kind is never acceptable, and she condemns it in the strongest of terms. Her thoughts are with President Trump and his family. And Senator Ron Johnson also posted to X saying, pray for President Trump, pray for America. Again, this is a developing story we will continue to cover.